All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome on in. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you on very common shirt, my friend. Do you want to go get a black shirt? I mean, you're in your house. You know, if you want to go like 3 for 3.
I'm good.
You sure?
I'm bright.
I actually didn't realize I was wearing my Panthers sweatshirt when I walked in because it was chilly outside, you know. And so I walked in. I was like, yeah, all right, it won't be chilly again till the 9 o'clock hour because it turns into an ice den in here. So you know, I'll go just go short sleeve for right now.
All right, I got you.
You seem
Marcos,
very intrigued, but then you kind of dismissed it there.
Yeah.
You know, it's very strange.
I mean, if I get a little chilly, I have my little blanket. You
No,
know,
we know. You got a fire. What else you got there? A fire pit?
Adjust the temperature. I have control.
Mm-hmm.
I have the calm in my studio.
I don't. I gotta go to 560 if I want to.
Raise your mic so we can hear you, man. It's like off
me?
mic. Yeah, you know, like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank
Is
you.
that bad?
Yeah, it's supposed to be by your
I
mouth.
don't know, man. I don't.
What do you mean you don't know? You've been doing this show for a long time.
You have. Hold on, dude.
Oh,
Somebody
wow.
was in this room for the last however many days.
Yeah.
And so things got moved around a little bit. So maybe my mic got adjusted. I don't know.
Well, it sounds much better now because you're talking into it.
If I was at the studio, I could just pull that thing on down. But I'm not.
Well, one day, maybe. Sitting here at a lonely chair. Lonely.
Okay, Matis Yahoo.
One day. Hit the ID, Marcos. Let's get to it.
The Ticket is the home of every Miami Heat game. WAXY South Miami and WSFS HD2 Miramar. An Odyssey station.
The Dania Marine Flea Market is back December 9th through 12th at the Big Izzy Casino in Hallandale Beach. This once-a-year event is the world's largest nautical swap shop with over 4 acres of amazing deals from over 300 vendors.
And the headlines are also brought to you by the Orion Fuels and Downstairs Convenience Stores. Truly steps beyond convenient. All right. Miami Heat lost last night, 120-111 to the rat bastard Denver Nuggets and the Jokić brothers. Although I will say, you know, these guys are frauds. Okay? May I? Because
You mad there wasn't a kerfuffle?
well, I'm not mad that there wasn't a kerfuffle. I'm relieved there wasn't a kerfuffle because when it was one point, I heard some drunk people shouting down. I was like, oh, man, Heat are getting their ass kicked. This is going to turn ugly. Somebody's going to throw something. You know, I could see somebody throwing like a Mojo donut at them, something like that. And who knows? But the thing that's funny about it is they put on this entire act. Oh, we are tough. We are Jokić brothers. We miss you up. We're so tough, buddy. And this Michael Malone, all right, he comes out before the game and he goes, I honestly don't know why this is a big deal. They come to Miami every year. Every year they come down to the Miami game. Everybody wants to come to the Miami game. It's Miami. So these guys, whether they made that Twitter account or not, huge frauds. They were buying tickets
anyway.
They were coming anyway.
They got the cheap tickets, the early bird specials.
They already had them on lock.
Year.
Yeah, they're like, oh, guess what? Denver host, we're coming down, and we're going to beat up Morris brothers. Well, turns out they were coming anyway, because, I don't know, they're probably partying their ass off somewhere right now.
It's Miami.
Do you think they're supporting their brother in Orlando tonight, or do you think that they're on South Beach still? Hey, big brother. Yeah, hey, big brother. You guys coming to Orlando? No, Nicola. No. We stay here. We must make sure no more disrespect, you know?
Meanwhile, they're just rolling in shirtless.
Dude, they had. I mean, the look, the shirts these guys had. They were ready for the club.
They had the club outfits.
Oh
yeah.
My goodness! Especially biggest Jokić brother.
Oh, you don't even know their names?
No, I don't know.
Little.
I mean, they're both big, but big Jokić wearing the yellow, and lethal Jokić wearing
Whoa, the muscle shirt.
the Schmedian.
All right, we know who's fit.
Yeah, they were ready for South Beach last night.
He
But
got more muscles than any of the Jokić brothers.
somebody thought that I was one of the Jokić brothers. I did not like that.
You're 4 inches shorter than them.
They are tall. That is the thing.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I saw one guy, and he was like wearing a Jokić jersey, and he was along the baseline. I was like, oh, is that the Jokić brother? And then like, no, you just saw this dude with a giant neck tat sitting right behind the Denver Nuggets bench, and I don't want to say I was right behind them, but I was behind them, just up like basically at the end of the 100 section. So I got to watch Jokić shenanigans all night, but kind of disappointing. There really wasn't anything. They
Really?
very
You're the only guy. You're the only guy that would go into that situation and say, "I'm disappointed. There was nothing."
No, normally there was. Well, you make a good point. I probably should be happy nothing happened.
Right.
But I'm there. I'm there.
Have you seen the last few incidents that involved fans and players? And
yes.
you're telling me you're disappointed?
Well,
Come on.
Also you had a little bit of buzzkill. No Jimmy last night. No Tyler Hero last night.
So are you more upset here? Because sometimes in our relationship, we need to get to the bottom of things. Are you deflecting because the Heat lost? Because if the Heat had won, then your attitude towards, big bad Jokić brothers, you did nothing.
They did nothing.
You took that ass.
Oh, no, they did nothing. Now, it's much easier to do nothing when your brother is, demolishing the Miami Heat after he's missed 4 games. I give him credit. Listen, if he wouldn't have showed up to that game last night, I would have called him soft. But
okay, and so
he's good.
First of all, you accuse the guy. Don't not play.
Yeah, I told him don't play.
No, you be salt.
He did play.
And then he goes and just absolutely destroys the Heat.
Yeah.
And now
how does he do that pass? He does that pass where like he's in this and then he doesn't look and he just throws it like a little like the ball is a tennis ball. And how does he do that? He's so big.
I mean, that's part of what makes him who he is that I mean, he kind of has handles. Like he's a guy that there's no quickness about him, but he does a lot of creative stuff.
He's a moose with vision.
Shooting, passing, yeah.
Very annoying.
Not to mention, like, are we going to stop him from getting rebounds? Like, holy smokes.
So annoying yesterday.
It's annoying. If there's one thing, I'm looking at this guy. He's the MVP. I don't really see anything really overly athletic about him, but nobody can stop.
Well, that was the thing that annoyed me about the first half is like, they kept doing the thing where they're putting Bam and he's at the top of the key, and so 6-footers get switched on to Nikola Jokić, and it's Gabe Vincent and Kyle Lowry down there. I'm like, I think we should probably stick with just Bam on Jokić, and just
that's not their defense, dude.
Well, it was in the second half, and it was much more effective.
Oh, okay, but again,
I mean, not much more effective. They didn't come up with a ton of stuff, but
switching everything.
They weren't getting outscored in that third quarter by 15.
I would say this. I'm not surprised more teams don't do it, because if you realize the impact that Lowry has on the offensive end, just get him in foul trouble. He's gonna hack. Lowry's a hacker.
Yeah, but he doesn't. But I think the thing that is Lowry's superpower is he's a monster complainer, and so he thinks that the refs are just going to be too exhausted from wanting to deal with his stuff.
Keep in mind, you're complaining after the foul has been called.
Yeah, but if he really gives him an earful after the first foul, they're like, man, don't want to go through that again.
All right.
The refs are like, oh, do I call this foul and hear Lowry argue with me, or do I let it slide?
No.
It happened.
They always call it.
No, you're wrong, dude. There's definitely been calls. Right. I bet you there's definitely been nights where the referees are like, ugh, just don't want to deal with Lowry anymore. Chatterbox. Right. The Joker made his return. The Heat couldn't stop anybody. It was a tough one at the office. No Jimmy, no Tyler. And so let's hear a little Kyle Lowry after the game. 17 points, 14 assists for Low Dog. But the Heat, he said the big issue was couldn't get any stops yesterday, especially against this Joker.
We couldn't get a stop, basically. We couldn't get a stop. They did a good job of just playing their game, getting to the MVP of last year. And he had another game. It's just one of them games where they made 18 of 35 threes. So, you got to give up something. And then they took advantage of that.
Yeah, they were crushing it from downtown. It was tough to catch up, playing catch-up basically all night for the Heat. Some wild threes that they were hitting too. End of the quarter,
Everybody.
thieves. Super annoying. Joker, whatever you want to call him. Whatever. Him and his broskies there. They're there apparently. Apparently Michael Malone says they come to every Miami trip. So this whole thing about them targeting this circling it on the calendar. Oh, they circle it on the calendar all right because they want to go clubbing. So this whole idea they were coming in
That's
force.
right.
Yeah, they're going to enforce some daiquiris on South Beach after this. Something tells me they're not going to be in Orlando with little bro tonight to watch him against the Magic. But they snapped their losing streak. They couldn't miss anything. It seemed like he couldn't stop anything. Here's a little bit of Eric Spoelstra after the game. Spo saying defense not great.
I don't know. Sometimes it's context of game. I just think we missed some open looks and some shots we typically make in the first half, and then I think we as a group got out of rhythm. I have to actually take a look at it, to necessarily see, but I kind of like the looks that we were getting in the first half based on how they were defending. We just missed some of them, and the response going to the other end, the next play speed and the ability to get the stop, even when things aren't necessarily going well for you offensively, I don't think was our best version of ourselves. But, I think they had a lot to say with that, as well. Things picked up in the third quarter, for us, but we still weren't defending. They were scoring every single time. We never got, to the three, any kind of like momentum of 3 or 4 straight stops.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying too. I liked a lot of the looks the Heat were getting too in the first half. And so much so I was like, this has to balance out. And it kind of did offensively, but man, the Heat, like you said, just every time you thought they were kind of making, I think the closest they got, well, it ended up getting close. They made a little Fugazi rally to make it 9, but like they got to like 13 and you're like, oh, NBA. Here we go. And then like right out of that, they hit a couple of threes and you were, right back to where you started. That was the real frustrating part of last night. One of those losses that sucks because obviously there's a lot of emotion going into it. Even if, Spo was very dismissive of it before the game. He's like, nothing's going to happen. Malone was like, I don't even know, Malone, he thinks Jokić is a little angel, walks around there with little wings on his back and, didn't do anything. He served a suspension, and the Jokić brothers are the best. Nobody did anything. His angel jokers. But, yeah, there wasn't any animosity. In fact, there was one time where, like, Bam kind of had, like, a little hard foul on Jokić, and, like, they were cool afterwards. He patted him on the ass. They moved on. The fans were pissed. The fans were booing him like crazy.
They wanted something to go down.
I felt, they want something to go down, but the only thing that was going down was the Nugget shots. So
pretty much
that's how it was rolling last night. It was tough. I wanted to get to this, divert off to 15 minutes. We talked a lot about Duncan Robinson in the first hour. We kind of hammered that over the head. Stunk up the joint yesterday. Max Strus bringing up his salary. Maybe we'll touch on it a little bit later, but I wanted to get to this. So. J-Fig, every time you throw up the cat photoshops on Twitch, that's why you got to subscribe on Twitch, just for the cat photoshops. Goran Dragic, did you see this, Leroy? Goran Dragic has taken a leave from the Raptors to attend to what they're calling a personal matter. A personal matter. He is he's no longer with the team right now, which is he's been out of the rotation. He hasn't played a lot at all this year. I think he's only actually played in like 5 games. This is the statement from their general manager. He says, Goran is taking some time away from the team with our full support to manage a personal matter. He has been a complete professional in the time that he's been with the Raptors. Goran has been a great mentor to our younger players and a valued teammate for our veterans. He will continue to work out and stay in shape during his time away. There is no definite timeline for this process. We will advise updates as appropriate. Goran has the backing of Masai, Nick Nurse, and the entire organization, and we wish him nothing but the best. Now, first of all, I want to say, I hope there is nothing seriously personal going on with Goran, but it's also odd that he hasn't been playing, and I don't know if this is really a personal matter or hey, find me a place to go play. Find me a place to go play. Let's go
buyout
already.
Discussions,
perhaps. Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Buyout discussions, or find me a trade destination, or hey, work me out with the Mavericks. Let's go.
Trade for Goran.
Somebody will trade for Goran. He's still got the goods. Love me some.
I know you like Gogi.
Love him.
The Lakers would be lucky to have Goran.
Don't say like. I love him.
Okay.
Beloved Goran Dragic.
Oh, that can be true.
Uh-oh.
I miss you.
Uh-oh is right, and he can not be able to play.
Would you like to hear who had his back? Heat lifer Precious Achiuwa, who was also traded with Goran Dragic for Kyle Lowry in a sign and trade that people were mad about because they said this seems a little bit sketchy that you guys have this done so quick. And to them I say, cry me a river.
I'm amazed. You think Precious is going to be a good player? I don't know why he didn't really get the opportunity here, because him and Bam do a lot of the same things, and you already have that guy. So that's why his minutes weren't as much as they probably will be now moving forward.
Also a weird year to, we talked all the time about people coming in with weird situations. He, came in with that weirdness of, no off season, drafted in a weird time. It was just such a strange year last year. Yeah. But I like Precious a lot. I do think he's very raw. I think that it's gonna. I think he's one of these guys. Give him a couple seasons to really sculpt it out and find his role. But I like Precious. I thought that he was I liked a lot of the tools that he brought.
I like his energy, his athletic ability.
But I definitely think that he's a raw player. But here he is. This is him talking about what Goran brought to the team. Now that he's not around.
I was actually thinking about this yesterday. Goran was probably he was the oldest player we had on the team. Just losing that, had the most years in the league on the team. Arguably most experience, and just losing that veteran experience, that veteran leadership, and someone that you could go ask questions to, and he's basically seen everything. It's big. I know it's not just myself that go to him for questions and stuff like that. I always ask him, what does he see during the course of the game? Just he tells me, hey, do this, don't do this, or approach it this way. And that's, that's the things that he brings to the team. Yeah, of course. People definitely don't see that. Goran, it's very important. Like I said, I'm not the only one. I'm sure Scotty does the same thing. Even in practice and film sessions, he says stuff, he's like, hey, this probably wouldn't work. We should probably do it this way. Or what do you think about, it's stuff like that. And it's not seen to the people on the outside, but us, the players, we see that, and we, especially myself, I go to him, ask him a lot of questions, and, he tells me what he sees and, his feel for the game.
He's so wise, Leroy. Gogi passing that knowledge to Precious. He's going to miss it. And it sounds like, and I got to be honest with you, it sounded like goodbye. It doesn't sound like Goran's coming back.
Right.
Didn't sound like Precious sounds like he's
didn't
losing.
Sound like it.
It didn't sound like it. Precious is
Sound like buyout.
Man. Bummer. Miss that guy.
Hey, how long does your arm hurt after you get a booster?
I don't know. I'm still in that. I'm still in that window, so I don't. I'm not in
I got a
booster
chicken
window
wing. I was in Publix and nobody was there, so I was like, "Hey, Publix pharmacist,
yet. Got boosted up like a Pokemon.
got a booster?" We sure do. So I got one.
So you got yourself some cold cuts and booster.
Yep.
Oh man. Ah, Gogi. Miss that guy. The best.
Do you?
Yeah.
Would he be playing here?
I think he would.
No, he wouldn't.
He would.
No, he wouldn't, dude.
Dude, Gabe Vincent's like coming out of nowhere and playing. You don't think Goron's gonna play?
Wait. Who? You know they like Gabe Vincent because of his defense, right?
And he's hitting shots now too.
Okay, but okay. So that's a two-way player. Gogi? As much as you love Gogi?
Don't do that. Don't. You dismiss him.
Come on, man.
Don't.
I'm not dismissing him.
You are.
You're telling me he played lockdown defense.
It doesn't matter about lockdown defense. Nothing. The guy was feisty. He was feisty, and he could start runs. And then he did the little flex.
We got that in Tyler Hero. So when would Gogi play?
There'd be opportunities, regular season, pop in there,
no.
and then you never know when he's going to go on one of his little Dragon Ball runs.
Nope. You're making stuff up, dude.
I'm not making stuff up.
He wouldn't. Not with Tyler coming on.
But Leroy, we're talking 13 months ago. The guy was the leading scorer in the playoffs for them.
13 months is a long time in sports.
Is it? You telling me Gogi can't dial it up?
No, yes, that's exactly what I'm telling you.
You're telling me he's washed. No more Gogi.
I'm not telling you he's washed. I'm telling you he's old.
You know what you just did? You just did verbal jujitsu. I saw it. I wiggled out of it. Nice try. -1. How could you be so heartless? All right, we get into a little bit of Dolphins. They're streaking right now. They're playing excellent. Rookies have been awesome. What,
dude? I'm offended that you're trying to pass Gogi on as a player.
Oh, he's a player still, dude. You know what? Okay. Toronto doesn't know how to use him. They don't know what they're missing. That's on them.
Let me ask you a question.
Bums.
Does Gogi sign for a team with a team next year?
Oh yeah, definitely. For $20 million, no.
No. Okay. Do you think he signs with a team next year?
Yes. What do you think he's going to be doing? Playing in Slovenia with a cigarette in his mouth?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. You know what, dude? I don't like your attitude right now. I don't like what you're saying and what you're dealing to me. So
you don't like what I'm saying.
Yeah. You know what? I'm already on edge after last night's loss, and now the Gogi slander's got me a little bit extra.
I didn't determine that Gogi couldn't play. The Heat and Toronto decided that.
The Heat didn't determine he couldn't play. They just decided, low dog, we'll give it a shot.
They decided they had a better option.
Lowry? I mean, he can, don't be afraid to throw up a 20 spot every now and then, low dog. Just saying.
Didn't he just have 20 points 2 games ago?
Yeah, don't be afraid to do it again. Make $30 million. Let's go. Especially when Jimmy's out. Just saying. Tell me about
Are you lashing out because of what I said about Gogi, so you're attacking low dog?
Yep.
Or you really have a problem with Kyle Lowry?
Lashing out because you were mean to Gogi.
I wasn't mean to Gogi.
You were mean to Gogi.
Reality sometimes is cold.
That's our friend. Why he was our guy.
He can be our friend. Look, he can be our friend and be old.
I don't like what you're doing. You're doing, you're starting to, I'm going to start and play.
Hey, needless to say, UD is my guy.
-1. -1, dude.
-1.
-1. Get into some Dolphins back after this. How could you be so heartless?